to me. Was you informed in watching that? There must be some questions that's come up. How is that open up your awareness around NFTs? I want to know, because this will be good leading to the next point. So yeah, talk back to me, family.
It makes a bit more sense.
Say that again.
It makes a bit more sense about what it is, like what it actually is. Because I just saw a bunch of people just sharing stuff and being like, "Oh, this is an NFT. I bought this NFT," and I'm just like, okay. So now I get it how it all come about, the Bitcoin, the crypto, the blockchain. It's starting to make a bit more sense now.
Where is the nonsense?
I think I've always been a bit confused about Bitcoin itself, just because I know obviously it. You know, when people will be like, "Oh, if you bought Bitcoin like 10 years ago, it's now this value and it's now this massive value." And I'm sort of like, okay, I get things accumulate wealth over time, but you know, yeah, it's just still a bit confusing. But I felt like my mind was a bit more open when I watched the video.
Okay, cool. Well, hopefully by the end of this session, it's even more open. You know what I mean? It's the breeze lets the birds in. But it's the idea that it's a reason why I showed that video, because it's to show that what NFTs is nothing new to what it is we already are. It's just a new technology for helping us do what we always do, which is want to prove ownership, make claims to things we create. And yeah, that's it basically. The reason why, for example, you're talking about Bitcoin, what it was worth. You know, I remember someone talking to me about Bitcoin in like 2017, 2016, and it was like very, very cheap. And I didn't understand it. But at the end of the day, it's really about what people place value on. Something that is has no value today, based on the culture and the community and the developments of society and what people pay attention to, will have extreme value tomorrow. I always give this classic story, right, of how as a 9-year-old, I gave up 400 grand. As a 9-year-old, I let go of 400 grand for £8 when I sold my Charizard Pokemon card, right? At 9 years old, that Charizard was worth between £8 to £20 based on what people want it. Today, because those cards are no longer in print, and because there's a limit to how much of those cards actually exist, the value of the cards have gone up, especially now that those 9-year-olds who were into Pokemon are now 33-year-olds who have money and would like to a piece of nostalgia in their life to talk to their kids about, to share. So now the value of a rare card from the 90s has gone up because only a certain amount exists, right? And more people want than can be supplied. That is why if you own one of those cards, you're scraping minimum 200 bags today. You get it? Now, everyone in the world don't care about a Charizard, but there are a community of people that do, and that's what gives it the value. In the same way that everyone in the world don't care about Bitcoin or crypto, but there are, or NFTs, or even the Mona Lisa. I wouldn't buy the Mona Lisa. I don't care. But there is a community of people who are part of the aristocracy who value that image for whatever reason and would pay 800 million for it. Yeah. So again, this is very important. That's a good, and I'm going to encourage everyone to ask questions in this manner, because it's really going to help us decode what it is NFTs do and why they're so valuable. The value comes in what you place your attention on. The value comes in the thing that means something to you. You know, and so NFTs are an amazing piece of technology, because all it is a way to create a certificate that says digitally that you own something. And by doing that, you get to place value on things that would be scarce otherwise. So why does someone go online and buy a picture? Buy a picture of a JPEG, a pixelated image of mummies or monkeys, right? It's because, again, there are a community of people who value not only what that image represents, but the utility offered behind it and the fact that it is scarce. So if there's only 10,000 of something in existence, but 1 million people want it, what's going to happen? But if there's 1 million things in existence and only 5 people want it, then how much are you paying for that? Does that make sense? It's like in the same way, for example, another good example is like avocados. Here, avocados, you spend £2.50 on avocados. In Africa, that shit falls off the tree. So you're not paying more than 50p for avocado. And that's expensive. Why? Because, again, every block has an avocado tree. We're not paying mad money for that. Whereas in London, there's only a certain amount of supply and they come from far. That's why we're paying £2.50, sometimes £3.50 for the ones that come from Uganda and them places. Why? Because of scarcity. Yeah? So where does so NFTs are a way of creating that same level of scarcity with a digital contract that shows who is the owner of the scarce product, that allows it to give the perception of value to the people that care about it. Does that make sense? So we're going to do a few more questions or observations. Then I'm going to show you guys how to buy the Too High to Go Hell NFTs step by step, and then talk a bit about some plans around that. Yeah? So come through. Any questions about the video just gone, or any provocations or observations that you want to share?
Could you explain, I know you've been through this so many times now, but how us investing in the Too High to Go Hell NFT can help build generational wealth?
Oh, okay. Maybe that's afterwards then. Maybe I should do that after I show you how to do that. Or not. I don't actually, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter the order. So, all right. So let's look at it like this. It might be easier for me to do it when I show you. Let me see. 1 second. So let me see. So I think maybe I'll talk a little bit about it, but like I think a fundamental thing about NFTs is because of that contract, right? You don't understand the concept of the block. I thought they really explained. The reason why I showed that video is because they really explained the blockchain very well and how it works and how it's very difficult to override, and practically fraud proof because of the way it operates. Because it's decentralized, there is no one space to attack with the blockchain, right? So I hope you lot get that concept. The blockchain is a series of computers around the world, in every single location around the world. People sign up themselves to be what is known as miners, right? Where they submit their computer, like what I'm on right now. They could submit the energy of their computer to compute the data that is stored in the blockchain. So when you buy an NFT, there is a digital signature that is written. Again, you'll see this when I show you. There's a digital signature that is written that puts that information. Simbala Dicelis bought Too High to Go Hell NFT on Tuesday, the 12th of April at 8:42, and she paid 0.07 Ethereum. Bam, that's it. That's gone. That's in there. Yeah, I can't, you can't take that away. All the computers, which is called the blockchain, receive that information. So it's not one computer. It's not Barclays Bank. It's not BT Tower. It's not Mikel's website receiving the information. Once that contract is written, it goes to every single computer that is a part of the blockchain, and it's written in immediately. Yeah. So that's how the blockchain essentially works, right? So now, because of that, it's written. So when Simbala buys the NFT, not only is her purchase written into the contract, but the fact that I was the creator of the digital product is also written into the contract, i.e. when I created it, how much I listed it for, my digital footprint. It's all written. Then when you buy it, it's written. So the platforms that sell the NFTs, call them the eBays of the NFT world, or the Amazons of the NFT world, which I'm going to show you. They are able to create stipulations within the contract that allow you as the owner to constantly be paid perpetually for your digital product. So what do I mean by this? Back in the day, not even back in the day, even right now, watch this, very simple, yeah? Boom. If this is my book and I sell it to Shane, Shane has my book. And I can write my signature on it. Dear Shane, big up yourself for going on the Too High to Go Hell journey. Much love, Nakumaisha Mikel. Give that to Shane. Shane's like, man, this book is hard. You know what I'm saying? So now there's only 100 of these books that are printed, and Shane got one of them. So Shane's there reading, she's gone all the way through it, she's da-da-da-da, she's shared it, and when she grows up, she gives it to her child. She's like, listen, this book changed my life. It's Too High to Go Hell. Share that, read that. It's going to change your world. Mikel wrote this for your generation. Bam. Daughter's reading it. She's like, wow, this is mad. But maybe daughter's like, you know what? My boy wants this book even more. Right? So, and I need some money right now, and my boy's willing to pay me £50 for this book. And I like it, but I ain't feeling it that much. It's cool. I go on YouTube, I can watch what I want. You know what I'm saying? So she sells it for £50. I say, mommy might have bought this book for £15, or I may have just gifted her the book, right? But now her daughter sells this book for £50. Me as the author of the book, even though the markup has gone from £15 to £50, right? That's a £35 markup. I don't get none of that money. Maybe that boy, he's a hustler. He's got good salesman skills. He's like, yo, I got one of Mikel's first books, you know, how much you want for that? £150. So now, all of a sudden, what I was selling for £15 is now being sold for £150. I will not see any of that money. There is no way for me to keep track of how much my book is being sold for after I've initially sold it. I've gone on. My first book, Too High to Go Hell, comes out. Cool. I've gone on to create new books, curriculums. I've gone on to become a very important figure in society. And now my first book is worth loads. People are out here selling it for £200. The original copies. I don't see none of that money. Many artists, Basquiat was one of them. Basquiat is someone who, if I'm correct, didn't get to see the level of wealth that his art provided. If he sold his art in the 80s for £500 just to keep the lights on in the 80s, that same art today is worth 2 million. Guess what? Tough luck, Basquiat. You sold it for £5 back in the day. This 2 million belongs to the art dealer who marked it up. You don't see none of that. Enter 2022 blockchain technology. By selling my book or my album on the blockchain, it means that there is a irrevocable trace of where that piece of art goes. So when you guys go to buy the Too High to Go Hell NFT, and the same process that I mentioned happens, someone's like, "Raw, there was only 50 of them. You got one of the 50. Man, I would love to be an owner of the Too High to Go Hell NFT." And you sell it, you mark it up, and you sell it maybe for £2,000. Because of the digital contract that will show the footprint of that NFT, I will still get paid 5 years down the line, 20 years down the line, 30 years, 50, 100 years down the line. It doesn't matter. If you decide in 2099, when everyone starts looking at this work, because I've time-stamped that in 2099, someone wants to buy the Too High to Go NFT and you want to sell it for however much you want to sell it for, I will still get paid from that. I will get a royalty, a 10% royalty. Does that make sense? So if you sell it for 2 million, I'm going to get 200 grand. Do you get what I'm trying to say? If you sell it for 2,000, I'm going to get £200. You see what I'm saying? This is the power of and the beauty of an NFT. It allows you, as long as you are putting value behind your personal brand and personal product, it allows you to sustain wealth over longer periods of time. It allows many people on here are artists and creatives. In fact, not many. Everyone on here is a creative. It allows you to build wealth for yourself and the things that you tirelessly put your effort into over a sustained period of times. This album nearly killed me, literally. I thought I was going to die. Literally. I thought I was going to die. I didn't think I would survive to see myself put out the product. So I think I deserve to make some money off that beyond throwing it on a streaming platform where I will not see that money. I will not see anything throwing it on a streaming platform. Does that make sense? And so the NFT space allows you to, that's the first part of it, allows you to have a royalty system, yes, around the work that means the most to you. The second aspect of the NFT space, which complements the first one, which actually should be the first one, is because of the digital contract, you now can build community around the NFT, which is what I am doing. Meaning, because there is no way to lie, yeah, about, like, for example, my book comes as an ebook, so anyone could get it. You can pass it around as a PDF. You can WhatsApp it to someone. And look, and if I said anyone who's got my book can come to my concert, well, guess what? You could just share that with 800 people, and all of a sudden I got 800 people showing up at my concert. But because it's an NFT, it's a written contract that says only Adiola owns this. There was 50, and number 46 belongs to Adiola. And it's right here, written in the contract, and her name is there. When she sells that, the name will change, but it will still show that she owned it previously. So by that being the standard, I can now go, anyone who owns an NFT can access my coaching free for a month. You see what I'm saying? Anyone who owns an NFT can participate in my concerts or gets discount off of my products and services. This is a great way to build community around and create assets out of your digital works. You see, for example, spiritual health, just like Pokemon cards, Warrior House doesn't mean anything to certain people, but to you guys, it may do. To you guys, Warrior House means a lot, right? And so to own an NFT that is backed by this particular community, where you've already invested your time, money, and energy, it means that owning this is something of value to you. Especially if I'm able to deploy utility, value, assets, experiences around people who own the NFT. You see? So it becomes a powerful tool to share wealth. It becomes a powerful tool to distribute assets. Because as you heard in the video, again, if there's only 50 Too High to Go Hell NFTs, what happens when the 100th person wants in on that? You may want to trade it for something else. Maybe you've done enough, or maybe you've experienced enough within the community, and you want to give that opportunity to someone else. You have the opportunity. Watch this. You know, my coaching services are 3 and 4 figures. You know, my experiences are 3 and 4 figures. Imagine by gifting someone this NFT, someone who's maybe a young person who's left uni in the next 5 years and is like, yo, I found Mikel's stuff online and I really want to come to this thing he's doing in the motherland. I want to experience Village Link Up. I want to experience these things. And certain things are only available to these NFT holders. I would love to do that. You may be in a position where you can now gift someone this NFT. So you're now able to transfer an asset, because by them being a holder of the NFT, they get access to this community and all the utilities that are offered. Does that make sense? So it's very powerful tools to share wealth and build assets along a sustained period of time. Yeah. I hope that makes sense, Nirvana, and to anyone else. You can ask questions on that if it didn't. I want you to disagree with me first. Because that will help us refine the understanding. So disagree first. Yeah. So I want you to challenge what you're hearing and really try and get some understanding as well. But hopefully what I said made sense.
Thank you.
Amazing. It's a powerful space, family. Again, one that is available to makers and owners, right? We're living in a time that's so beautiful for us. And you know what I love most about NFTs? Is that in order for everything I just said, in order for that to be a reality, because a lot of NFTs are not going to do that. It's a lot of people looking for quick money, you know, as always is. You know, you go on eBay, people look for quick money, blah, blah, blah. But the promise of NFTs, which I just explained, only comes from you being your absolute self, from you dedicating yourself to something that you genuinely will put your life and energy behind. The reason why I'm excited about NFTs is because, family, this logo ain't a logo, family. This is a symbol. Yes, it's an emblem that represents a new realm. I've tattooed it on my chest. I'm not into tattoos. Yes, I'm not into tattoos. But tattoos, the word tattoo means to draw spirits. Yes, anything you put on your body in that manner, what you're doing is calling that spirit to the forefront of your experience in life. You see? And so when I put this direct on the middle of my chest, it was to say that this is what my life is submitting to. And I put it there as a bold emblem on my chest. And I did that before I knew about NFTs. In comes NFTs, and I pre the thing, and I'm like, well, this is me. Because I'm about to die with this. So that means I'm going to put everything behind this thing. Yes, known as Warrojo. Yes, I'm going to put everything behind it. So, sure, damn right, I'm going to build community. Damn right, I'm going to give value to the people who are invested in this community. Damn right, they're going to have access to me, like, and access to everything I create going forward. Like, I'm only growing in ideas. I'm only growing in resources. I'm only growing in accessibility in terms of what I want to do. And the people that have been rocking with me and are going to receive the greatest benefits from that. And now we have a way. It's not just mouth. It's not hearsay. Now we have a way to prove, because NFT is a digital contract. So me and you can't lie about where you are in the grand picture of things, you know? So I just think it's a really dope thing and a great way to give back and relate. If anyone got any questions? If not, I'm going to jump in and go into breaking down how you can buy this Too High to Go Hell NFT.
Evening.
Please.
There was a part of when you were talking about assigning value to an NFT, or you have to make sure that what you're creating does actually have some value, or there's something of substance behind it. So I'm thinking, in the general scheme of things, like all NFTs, is it in a way you're gambling?
Sorry, Nadia's noisy background. Thank you. Sorry, brother. No worries, Nads. Dia.
Yeah, I was saying, in a way, are you gambling on what will increase in value with NFTs? Because anyone can make something up. Like,
Am I gambling, or is the universal people? Is that what you
the
mean?
universal people, yeah, gambling on which NFT to buy? Or is it more about the community that you're a part of?
Well, this is really about where you place yourself in that equation. It's both. Some people are gambling on which NFT will become value because their focus is making money and they want to come up, right? Which is cool. Like, it's not even a bad thing. It's like, cool, make some money, flip it. You know, people want to buy and flip. So they want to buy an NFT for a low price. And they're like, oh, you know, this guy's about to blow, or this is his first one. Let me get that because it's going to be worth money. That happens in normal life. You know, when people put out merchandise, when Kanye signs some trainers, they're like, let me buy these trainers. They're the first edition, and then resell it for like a stupid, ridiculous price. That is what happens. Take NFTs away. That happens with Air Jordans. That happens with cars. That happens with all kind of shit. Yeah. So yes, there's that part. But then there's the other part where it's like, I believe in this, period. I believe in this, and I believe in what the person, what I see, because there's also like, you don't have to, for example, like my NFTs, for example, yeah? Who knows, it may be years before like someone wants to pay 10 grand for one too high to go NFT. I'm not doing it for that purpose. Yeah, because that's going to happen. Yeah, it's just going to happen. You know what I'm saying? These NFTs, especially this first batch, are going to be worth a lot of money. But that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because it's a great way to provide value to my community immediately. I'm already telling you what value you're going to get. You already receive products behind it. And I'm already telling you, if you own this NFT, what I'm going to do for you or what you have access to. So it's not even like a gamble. It's like, this is, if you see, for example, my spiritual health services as valuable and the experiences that I provide around them as valuable, then it's not a hard sell. And to be honest, I'm not doing anything different than I was doing before. I'm only making it more secure for you. Meaning, if, let's say I could put my book, and I will, and I have, you could buy my book and my album straight from my website. Like, you don't have to buy it as an NFT. You could just buy it from my website. And I'll get that money, and you'll get your book and the album, and that'll be it, right? But by putting an NFT in it, there is a contract written to say, this person bought this on this day, and you can never deny that, and you will always know that. So that allows me to go, raw. Thea's been in from early, man. She's a part of that select group. Thank you for investing. Here's what I'm going to provide you because of that. Does that make sense? Here's what I'm going to afford to you because of the early investment. And this is a way that no matter what happens, I don't have to remember. See, like now, for example, right now, if I say all the members of Rojo House get blah, 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 that's just like hypothetics because there's no way to say who's a member, who's not. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Other than what's on my website. All right? But again, that fluctuates, right? But if you buy an NFT, that's written. It's done. It's done. You get what I'm trying to say? So it allows us to be able to go, these people have been a part of the makings of this, and here's what we're going to provide to those people who were early investors. And we will always be able to provide that to them because a contract will never delete them from it. Even when you sell your NFT, it will still show that you owned it once upon a time. So the onus will be on me, if I want to provide more value to those said people or follow the value of the people who own it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's a much more secure space for us to do these deep level interactions as we become much more of a digital society. It's going to be amazing, like, yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's just sick. And I love that. I love that.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, come through.
Yeah, I joined a bit late, so I think I missed the beginning. But so it's kind of sounding like getting an NFT is almost like proving loyalty or proving that we consider your services valuable enough. Like, is it like a form of proof? Or I'm sorry.
Where did you come into the conversation?
Not too long ago, because I was in another meeting.
All right. So what's really going to help is when you watch this back, because the video that I showed at the beginning provides a lot of understanding to what it means with NFT. But it's not about it's about a way of, the NFT is a certificate. It's a digital certification that says you own a piece of something, right? And by being able to prove that you own something, it allows it allows for the person who created that thing to interact with you in a particular way. Yes, there's proof that you own something, so it means that I can provide more value over a sustained period of time. Yeah, it's very difficult to even answer that based on the fact that you didn't hear what was said before, because that means I got to go over everything from before.
Don't worry, I'll walk back the plate.
Yeah, in a way, what you're saying is correct. Anyway, it's not a way to prove that you're loyal or to prove that you see something as valuable. It's more of a way to. It's more of an opportunity for you to have a contract or a digital proof of ownership for things that you see as valuable. So, for example, this is a sick example, and I'm always going to go back to the example. So get ready to be bored of this example, guys. Yeah? I love Pokemon. I still own all my Pokemon cards, bar the ones that are most valuable. Right? I own the first edition comic of Pokemon signed by Ash Ketchum, Brock, and Misty. I own that with a holographic sticker on the back. I own that. Right? Now, I also owned the Charizard when I was 9. Charizard is worth £400,000. Go on Google and just look at what Charizard 1999 first edition Charizard is worth. 400 grand. I don't have one right now. Does that mean I don't see it as valuable? I don't have one right now. Does that mean I'm not loyal? No, it just means I don't have one. I can't prove that I fucking own that shit. If NFTs existed when I was 9, I'd be 400 grand up. Because even though I lost the actual physical card, there'd be a digital contract that said, guys, Mikel actually did buy this. Does that make sense? Talk back to me. Does that make sense?
Great example.
Yes. So I had 2 Charizards. One was stolen, and our last one I sold for flapjacks. Yeah? So today, 400 grand. If the technology existed in the 90s, when I bought Charizard, there would have been a contract written that said, Mikel just bought Charizard. So even when it gets creased and someone steals the physical thing, or something happens and I lose it, I still got the contract that says, yo, shut up. In 1999, I had first edition Charizard, and there's only 100,000 in print, and Mikel from Northwest London owns that shit. Talk to me nice. You get what I'm saying? Talk to me nice. You get what I'm saying? Today, I'm going to see if I can get a picture up, because you lot think I'm playing, and I'll always use this as an example because it's a real example of what I'm saying. Let me see. I need to show...
Question whilst you're looking for it.
Yeah, right. Go on. I got it.
So, if you owned a Charizard card, and let's say it got all ripped up and all that, right? But you have the proof that you purchased it on so-and-so date. But what does that mean? Like, if someone wanted to buy it, but the physical thing isn't there?
It's not the values behind the ownership.
Braggers' rights, or
it's not just braggers' rights. It's the value behind the digital ownership of it, right? It's the fact that you can say. You call it braggers' rights because the person who owns the Mona Lisa, right, even though it's in the gallery, it might be in the Tate, but someone owns that. They lease it to the Tate, right, or wherever the bloody Mona Lisa is. They leased it, but the person who owns that be like, I own that shit. Do you get what I'm saying? And not just braggers' rights. If someone knows you, look what's happening today with. Look at this. This is what Charizard means today. So this guy, Logan Paul, he's put his Charizard card on a diamond chain because that's how valuable Charizard is. It's worth putting around your neck. Yeah? In 1999, you could pay £3 and find a Charizard. Yeah? So what I'm saying is that, for example, this is the real. So he can go to maybe, you know, they spoke about in the video about loan people who give out loans, right? You can use that as collateral. In the same way, if you can prove that you have $1 million in the bank will give you another $1 million. Well, if Charizard is proven within the blockchain to be worth £400,000, guess how much you could get based on owning that asset? So it's not just braggers' rights. Does that make sense? It's the people know that that's how much it's going for. That's how much it's worth. So if you can't pay back this 400 grand, we can take your Charizard off you. That secures them in going, here you go, here's another 400. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
So these are real, tangible value systems that get created around these digital assets. Now, where the power comes in for us is what is valuable is about what value is subjective. It's about what you see as valuable. Too high to go hell means something to me. And I'm going to make it mean something to everyone. I mean, it's already means something to the people who are already buying it because they've been a part of whether you're spiritual health with Mikel or all of Waroho House doesn't exist if Too High to Go Hell didn't happen. That's just the truth. None of this exists. The name, Cheza Rojo, this shit here, tattoo on my chest, nothing. Me coaching, nothing exists if I don't start that album that's Too High to Go Hell and then realize I should start a podcast and then I'm start coaching, all of that, and then everything that led up to that. Cheza Rojo, because I'm in the studio and the songs ain't coming out quick enough, so I'm just fucking dancing away to beats. And then I'm like, Cheza Rojo, because I'm speaking Swahili, so I'm defining things in Swahili, and then I'm inventing some shit that now people live their life by, that children are growing up to, that my daughter, who I didn't think would exist, is now born, and she wakes up, turns on the TV, and says, Cheza Rojo. That only happens because of Too High to Go Hell. If anyone who gets that picture will understand that that's the value. And then what I'm going to do next, for the people who own these NFTs and are around the community in that way, again, more value. Because I'm stopping my spiritual health services and I'm only giving access to a small community of people. Yes? And again, that doesn't mean shit to someone, but it means everything to someone else. Does that make sense? Some people don't give a shit. Other people do. And the ones that do are going to want to participate. The ones that don't, they're not. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's like PS4. My brethren buy PS5s. I am not going to spend money on PS5s. I am not going to spend money on Jordans. I am not going to spend money on watches. That's not where I don't care. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You know, my brother, my dad, they got watches worth freaking, rare watches, Rolexes you can't find. And I'm like, I get it, but I don't care. I would be more gassed. This is about value. Genuinely. My brother's got a rare Rolex. There's like 10,000 in the world or some shit like that, right? And you can't even buy it. You got to be gifted it. Yeah, that kind of stuff. But I'm more excited to see a Charizard. Genuinely. If I saw a Charizard, I'd be like, wow. So value is subjective to you. This project is valuable to me, which is why I'm putting it out in this way. And for the people that see the value in it, they will see it, participate, and I will provide more value to those people because, it will show that they've been on the particular journey with me and are invested in that journey. So why would I not reinvest in those same people? It's my art. You know what I'm saying?
Makes complete sense.
Yeah, I hope it does. Yeah. So, big up everyone. Anyone else got any questions? Or I'm going to jump into, you might have to, in fact, let me jump into breaking down how to buy the NFT, and then maybe we'll get some more questions on there. Big up Mike Cole, just touched down. Yeah. Let's get it in. Let me see where we at though. Has anyone in here bought an NFT already? Not my one, any NFT, even if it's mine or something else. Has anyone got an NFT in it already? Nobody?
Yeah.
No,
Dia.
not yet.
Dia, you got one, yeah?
Yeah.
Veteran. What NFT do you own?
It's BFF bracelet, and it's just the image of a bracelet that was gifted through attending this seminar, and I really didn't understand how it worked, but I just said, okay, let me go through the process to make sure I receive this NFT, and it's risen in value from being like $0 to $3,500 since January, but I don't understand how it works. So I've got this thing, but I don't get what it is, what it's doing.
Yeah, it's because it's no longer available.
Okay.
People like what's no longer available. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
What you see when the 2 Had to Go Hell stuff is finished, like when all their 50 are gone, it would then be like, I want one. And then again, the value, people will resell it, and then you'll see. You know, that's just what happens, man. Scarcity, innit? But yeah, that's another thing.
Oh, question real quick.
Yeah.
So if someone resells it, does it mean that they don't have access to the services you're offering again?
Exactly.
Or do they still maintain access if they sell?
No. If you sell it, you pass on the ownership. Kind of like a house. It's like you sell a house, you're not going to walk in there and take a shower.
So you always only have like 50 people in the house?
In what, sorry?
So if you're selling 50 NFTs, right?
Yeah.
And let's say in 5 years' time, right? People want in, but that means the people who are already there have to sell. So if they sell, they don't have access to the services you're providing anymore, right? So they're passing on the ownership, and there's go on.
Exactly. They don't have access to the utility that I'm providing around the NFT. So people can access my services, because 5 years from now, who knows what services I'm going to be offering. I've got plans to offer ridiculous amounts of services, but the utility I offer the specific people who own the 2 Had to Go Hell NFT will be exclusive to those people. And the good thing is I get to decide what that is at any given time.
So the new person who buys the resold NFT just slots in and gets immediate access and everything.
Exactly, because they own it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And so, again, that's exactly how it works. And so, and someone spoke about generational wealth. This is what generational wealth is. You ever grew up in a family, many Africans, I don't know what it feels like to do that, but many Africans will get passed land at a certain age. What did you do for that land? Nothing. You happen to be related to someone who owned it and could pass it on to you. Yeah, same thing. That's called generational wealth. Yeah. And so in the same way, we can do that now with digital assets. 2 Had to Go Hell may only, and the reason I created 50, I've never had more than 50 people in my sessions, in my programs, never more than 50, right? And so that means that's a way for me to know at least 50 people. This means something to a minimum of 50 people. Yeah, meaning people who are willing to invest. Right. So I'm like, okay, cool. This way, 50 people, I can guarantee that each one of the people who've ever been on my program can have access to whatever I do going forward as my thank you. Now they can choose to hold this for the rest of their life, or they can choose to sell it, do whatever they want with it, right? But the idea is that what I'm creating, I'm dying with. You get it? This is my life, right? And as close as I can get to 2099, you can guarantee that this shit is going to permeate the future. Like, I'm a teacher for the 22nd century. I know that my work is solid, you know. And so I'm like, being able to pass your child an NFT, or someone in your family, or someone who's under your wing, an NFT that will give them access. Because, you know, we're talking about 50 years down the line when this NFT and subsequent ones will give them access to land, businesses, services, to communities, secret societies. Do you get what I'm trying to say? This is all the shit that can be placed behind whatever I freaking imagine. You get what I'm saying? So being able to do that is how you build generational wealth. And I want to, the reason I'm doing these NFTs like this, because I could do NFTs anyhow, but I'm doing it like this because I want those 50 people, which is some of you lot in here. Some of you in here have never been on my programs, but big up you for coming along right now. Big up you. Doesn't matter. Whoever sees the value, you're going to get the value. Simple as that, you know? Yeah, man. Yeah. So, you got another question, Dada?
Yeah, real quick.
Cool.
Just the whole idea of someone selling on, and that person they sell to just being able to come into that community. How do you guarantee that that community is a certain group of people that you want it to be? You know, because like certain services that you do are for Africans in the diaspora.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guarantee that these entities don't end up being owned by people other than that?
Oh, that's down to the community. That's down to the community, and again, the utility that I decide to put behind it. The truth is, I don't have any control over that. So, if whoever buys it, buys it. It's literally that. Whoever sees the value will receive the value. That's it. You know, I will actually find it quite rich if someone from outside my immediate community buys into it. That I would actually quite find that amusing, not in a jokey way, but in more of like a, well, they saw the value. They saw the value. You didn't. That's it. Like, you know, once I share these things, it's up to people. You know, I'm not here to force or push anyone's hand in any particular way. Whoever sees the value will get the value. I don't care what they look like. You know what I'm saying? You know why I do this. You know who I do this for. But I can't make someone see the value. This is actually a good question, because it's like, it's a fundamental reason why, you know, I have to even shift the way I deliver my thing, because no matter how much I cry on Instagram, I spill my guts, I share my shit, I show you my darkness, I can't make you see the value of what I'm saying. Doesn't matter. And I've realized that whoever gives a fuck, gives a fuck. Whoever doesn't, doesn't. And I'm no longer invested in trying to make people see the value. I see the value in what I'm doing, so I'm just doing it.
Mikel, is it possible that someone with malicious intent could get hold of one of the NFTs?
Yeah, but then what are they going to do with it? And be like, hey, I got an NFT. You know what I'm saying? What's the malicious intent? And my thought is why not in why is that your first thought?
No,
For
it's
me,
not my first thought. There's plenty of thoughts coming through. It's just I'm trying to understand NFTs
okay,
in society.
yeah,
So for me, I'm looking at it from all angles.
yeah.
And
So
after Nadia's
yeah,
question, that's what comes up. Yeah.
again, the thing about the NFT is that whoever owns it, you know, you be able to see who the owner of these things are. So at the end of the day, if someone with malicious, I don't know what kind of malicious intent you're exercising. It's actually better for someone with malicious intent to get involved now. You know what I'm saying? When there's no NFTs, you know what I'm saying? Because you could probably do more. Do you know what I'm saying? But for me, I don't think about them things at length at all past someone asking me the question and me answering it, because the devil is the devil and righteous people are righteous people. If someone malicious intent, I don't know, buys my NFT and then gets access to a spiritual program and they rock up on a live and then it's just 18 people and then they're there talking to me. I'm like, I made it into a room, nigga. Like, that's it. And then they start, now I'm going to listen to everything you say about spiritual health. I'm like, good. It will help your life.
Benefit them. Yeah, that's true.
Do you get what I'm saying? I don't understand. What's the extent? Does that make sense? What is it? What's the extent? Okay, everyone with an NFT, you get to come to my next Cheza Rojo. Or you get a discount on, do you get what I'm saying? I don't know, or you get to coach with me. What are you gonna do? I'm evil. Now I got Mikel's NFT. Let me book a coaching session. All I'm gonna do is coach you. You get what I'm saying? Everyone gets free. You get to wake up with me every day for 12 weeks and blah 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 blah. That's what are you gonna do? Sit there and listen to me? For me, it's like, the reason why that doesn't make sense is because if you got malicious intent, you're probably not going to bother with me. Anyone who's got malicious intent, it's long. What are you going to do?
I don't know. I don't have malicious intent.
I mean, you put the idea forward. I'm asking, what are you going to do? You don't need to buy an NFT to find out where I am. I'm a public figure. I mean, Mikel's got a show next week. If you want to do me something, you don't have to invest money. Like, NFT is a process. NFT is like taking mushrooms. You have to think hard before you do it. You get what I'm saying? It's a process. You don't just jump into it. So it's that someone who goes to that length actually really loves me.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you just want to do me harm, just wait till the flyer pops up and to tell you where I'm at. If you want to sabotage me and my character, just go through all of my fucking Spotify and all of my shit and find out some shit and try and make it look a certain way. You don't have to put money in. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, yeah. There's a lot of ways to be more malicious than to spend a significant amount of money on NFTs.
Is that the same outside of the community? Like, I'm talking about NFTs in general. It really wouldn't make a difference, would it? No.
For me, it's like, I don't. What kind of malicious intent you carrying? You bought my NFT, now you own it. Do what you want with it. Access what I'm giving or don't access what I'm giving. Can't really do me nothing. That's a digital contract. I don't understand.
So it's a digital token.
Okay.
Yeah. It's finally just like, I know you've been saying a lot, but it's like it's only just connected in my brain. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Cool. Bless up. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, yeah, man.
One of the things I really love about these NFTs is that the community is transparent as well. Like you mentioned, you can see everyone who owns an NFT.
can see it right now. You lot could go on OpenSea right now and see everyone who owns an NFT.
Mm.
So let me show you how it works, guys. Let's get into that Kwanzaa, and then hopefully before 10. It's very simple, but I'm going to take you through the process. I'm gonna take you guys through the process. Buying an NFT and that. Hold on. So very simple. So someone messaged me on Instagram, so I hope that person's in here. Someone messaged me on Instagram about this as well. So first thing you need to do if you want to buy an NFT, you need a crypto or digital, just so you don't get your mind doesn't get bogged. Let's say digital wallet, yeah. The word crypto will probably just mess up your head. So you need a digital wallet, all right? If you want an NFT, you need a digital wallet, because NFTs, what I'm about to say is not going to be true for very long, but follow me. NFTs can only be bought with cryptocurrency. That is changing. Like literally, you're going to be able to just use your bank card and buy this shit. Like tomorrow. Like it's happening like that. But follow me. So you're going to need a digital wallet, right? So these, if you look on the side here, these are different digital wallets. This one's MetaMask, Coinbase, Rainbow. They all do pretty much the same things with a few different tweaks and perks here and there. The one I use and the one that is very popular is called MetaMask. That is this logo with the fox here. It's called MetaMask. So very simple. Go to your app store or your Play Store. Download MetaMask. If you've got a laptop or a computer, you can download MetaMask, and it will add itself as an extension onto your browser. Use Chrome. Yeah, so it's the Chrome browser extension, right? Chrome browser extension, all right, whatever. Yeah, so use the Chrome browser extension. Do both. Put it on your phone and put it on your computer so you can navigate between them, right? When follow the instructions, it's going to take you through a series of instructions. This is probably the hardest part, setting up this digital wallet, because you have to, it's just like setting up any app, or like think of it as a bank, right? Like any bank, you've got to give proof of ID. You've got to set your password. There's also something called a secret recovery phrase. It's going to explain this to you when you download the app and go through the process. But yeah, follow the instructions to a T and as you're commanded to. And then now you have your wallet. And when you open your wallet, it's going to look something like this. You're not going to have any money in there. It's going to say, it won't say Hussein. That's when you change the name. It's going to say account 1 or something like that at the top. And you're going to have zero money. So at the top here, where it says 0 ETH, ETH stands for Ethereum. Ethereum is the currency of the blockchain, or this particular blockchain, right? It's called Ethereum. In the same way, it's just a currency. Like when you go to France, you've got euros. When you go to Kenya, you've got Kenya shillings. When you go to St. Vincent, you've got EC dollars. Well, when you go to the metaverse, you've got Ethereum. Make sense? You're in another country. This is their currency, Ethereum. Underneath the Ethereum, just so you don't get confused, it will give you a dollar representation of how much Ethereum you actually have. Yeah? So just so you don't get confused, whenever you put money in here, it will show you what that money is in dollars. So you have an immediate reference to how much you have and what you're working with. Make sense? One Ethereum is like 3,400 pounds. So your Ethereum balance is going to look more like 0.002 something or or 0.03 or 0.09. Yeah, which will give you like whatever, however much you put in there, $100 or 200 or whatever. Yeah. So now you have your wallet. You need money. A few ways to do this. You're gonna go to click this symbol here that says buy. That's gonna take you to a page where you can buy Ethereum. You're gonna be able to. It's gonna give you three options. It's going to give you three options. You can either use Apple Pay, which is linked to your bank account already. It's going to give you another option to load your debit card up. And there's another option called MoonPay, right? Here's where you'll be able to use your normal debit card, Barclays, Monzo, whatever you have, and use the money on there to buy Ethereum. Just like you would take your money to a foreign exchange, give them £100, and they'll give you 10,000 shillings back. Yeah?
Okay.
Yes,
If
Dada.
you have Ethereum on a different platform, right?
Different
surely,
platform meaning what?
So, for example, like I just now went into App Store to download MetaMask.
Yeah.
However, I can't remember exactly when, but I know, for example, I had like Binance, and once upon a time, I
You got
purchased
money
random
there.
stuff on there.
Okay, cool. I'm going to show you. Thank you for that. That's my next thing. So, if you pay attention to this arrow here, maybe I should change the arrow. I like the fact that I still got my editor up. So, paying attention to this arrow here, and you see where it's pointing to? It's pointing to this code over here. Note about your address. This is your personal Ethereum address. It will be used to send and receive money and or NFTs. So if you have money in another crypto wallet, or you have friends with money in crypto wallet and they want to send you money, or you want to send yourself money from another wallet you have, just like you send money from your Barclays to your Monzo to your NatWest, this address up here, which is made up of like, I don't know, 16, 20 numbers, you copy that and you paste it when you go to send. Let's say if you was in Binance, you'll go to send and you paste this address and it will send that address however much money, Ethereum, you want to send it. Yeah?
Oh, okay.
That's how you transfer funds across. So if you've got other wallets or people that, you may know some people who's already caked up and they're like, yo, send me a couple ETH, my brethren. They're like, say nothing. Send me your address, my G. And man will put that in your account now. Yeah? That's what you will send them. And it will always be on the homepage of your MetaMask. So step 3, you bought some Ethereum, you put some money in, now you're ready to get in the game. So the next step is to download OpenSea, right? Now OpenSea, you have to see it's like a marketplace for NFTs. So OpenSea would be like eBay, OpenSea would be like Amazon, OpenSea would be like Etsy, and all these other places that sell goods, yeah? OpenSea is selling NFTs. Can you mute yourself, please? Whoever that is, can't see. Yeah? OpenSea is selling NFTs. So now, once you download OpenSea onto your phone and or go on the website, because you've already got the browser extension, you go to the profile icon, which is this icon over here with the round head that should be your face, but you're not logged in. Then it will prompt you to connect your wallet. These are some of the different wallets out there. There's many wallets out there, just like there's many banks. So MetaMask, Barclays, Coinbase, NatWest, Wallet Connect, HSBC. Yeah, you getting it? MetaMask is what you have, so you connect MetaMask. Once it connects, it will come up with your profile, and now it will be linked to the wallet that you've just put money into, allowing you to buy anything on the OpenSea. So now you find my collection page, type Mikel, one word, no spaces. Or you can follow the link from morojohouse.com, which will take you straight to the collection page. Note, if you followed the link from Instagram, you may have to leave IG and go to OpenSea directly so it picks up your crypto, aka your digital wallet. Yeah, if you notice, once you're signed in, if you haven't changed your avatar, I've changed my avatar. You can see in the corner, there's a picture, my profile picture, and that's one of my Chezajis. Yeah? Who could tell me what Chezaji that is? Who could tell me what Chezaji I have on my profile picture? Anyone?
I'm trying to see. It's okay.
No. That's close though. It's because of the orange. I get you still. See, this is why I create NFTs, because the fact that I can even ask that question and someone can respond to me with a very plausible answer is the reason why we need to build community and create value. Because that's value, right? So anyway, I digress. So step 5, you found my collection page. That was Haru, by the way, just so you know.
No.
So you found step 5, you found my collection page. Now you're looking, which one do I want to get? Maybe you want to get all of them, right? So you click buy now on the desired NFT. When you hover over it, it should say buy now. It will show the price next to it. It's 0.024 Ether, right? So no danger there. Yeah. Also, you can select bundles. Now, most people are buying these as bundles because it comes with the book, the audio journal, and the album. Select bundles, buy the whole collection. If you look at the arrow, it's showing you how to do that. It will show single items, or it can show as bundles. Again, when you go to the bundle, you'll be able to buy the whole collection. Once you click buy, a confirmation page that will look kind of like this, complete checkout. It will show you what you're buying, and it will show you how much it costs, and it will give you the dollar value of what it is. You confirm, and then what will come up after that, your wallet will get activated, and it will ask you to sign off, right, on the transaction. So it's basically like, yo, are you sure you want to get this, my G? Because we're about to write this into the blockchain. And what's written can't be undone. So are you sure? We're going to put your signature on this, yeah? So it's going to ask for a signature request and ask you to authenticate the transaction. You click sign, and that's it. What is going to take you by surprise is something called gas prices. Now, every transaction, I should just read this. Gas fees are payments made by users to compensate for the computing energy required to process and validate transaction on the Ethereum blockchain. Those of you who watch the video and listen to me after should know what that means. The gas limit refers to the maximum amount of gas or energy that you're willing to spend on a particular transaction. So gas prices are basically fees you pay for all the computers that are about to store this information in the decentralized blockchain. So just like any website, not any website, but it's like anything you pay for. Like if you do an event on Eventbrite, you have to pay a fee on top of that. The thing about gas prices, though, sometimes they can be stupidly high. Sometimes they can even be more than the NFT you're buying. And because it's all based on the amount of, energy that is currently being used on the blockchain. So you can try to buy an NFT in the morning, right? And it will be, the gas price may be one price, and you can come back in the evening or the afternoon, and it will be a whole nother price. It's kind of like congestion charge, if you will. Yeah. But yeah, that's exactly how you get your NFTs. And from there, you'd be able to go to your wallet. Well, you go to your page on OpenSea and it will show. So on your profile page on OpenSea, it will begin to show that you own an NFT. So you'll go to your page and it will literally look something like this. You own an NFT. Lastly, 1 second. Lastly, if you want to get this NFT into your digital wallet, your MetaMask, there's an option on MetaMask to detect NFTs. So you can just click in the settings, you can click detect NFTs so that when you buy the NFT, it will show up in your digital wallet and be there for you to stunt on. Now, the other thing that I didn't put in here that I didn't mention is that when you buy the NFT, let's see if it's on one of these pages, that when you buy the NFT, the content behind it, so this is the book, this is the journal, and this is the album. When you buy the NFT, you'll be able to unlock the content behind the album. You'll be able to go to the NFT and download the book. You'll be able to download the audio journal and the album as well. Yes, and that's how you do it. That's how it's done. Questions? Let's go.
It's actually simpler than I thought. I don't know why I was getting worked up about it.
Don't worry, it happens. It happens to everyone. Trust me.
You answered half my question. The other question I had there was, so let's say I go buy the NFT book, right? I can download the electronic version, but if I want the physical one, would I still go on and purchase the physical one, or how does it go?
There is no physical copies at the moment.
So there's no physical copies yet?
No, currently there's no physical copies.
Oh, it looks so good. I want to smell it.
Yeah, no. Like, me too. But again, the people who have the NFTs will have first priority over the physical ones when we strike that deal. I'm currently working out how I want to put it out. And so I'm consulting with people who've done this before on how to put it out correctly in a physical copy way. Yeah. That goes the same with the artwork, which will also be made physically available as well. Yeah. So a lot of this is language. The thing about language, family, is very powerful. It means you have to recompute your brain to definitions. All of this shit you know already. We do this already. But language, like gas prices and crypto and blockchain and NFTs and non-fungible tokens, that shit will send you. It's another language. But if I said to you, ninasikia njaa, you know what I'm saying? Unaweza kupata matunda tafadhali. I'm not saying shit, but can you give me some fruit? But you're sitting there like, you know what I'm saying? I said, can I have some fruit? But like, language, that's all it is. That's all it is. So when we're able to deconstruct language in languages that we do understand, it becomes more simple and it becomes easier for us to participate. If that makes sense.
Thank you.
The thing is, it's everything we do this already. It's just been made digital.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the block a few weeks ago as well. Completely the same.
Yeah. So,
Do you know what it is? It just sounds like sometimes I hear people talk about NFTs and stuff. It just sounds like some elite thing, some secret thing for a specific type of people. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that sounds silly.
Yeah, it's only because of the kind of people that are speaking about it, but but this is what we do as a people. Because of our self-esteem and for how we look at ourselves in society, we automatically, by default, leave ourselves out of certain conversations when a particular kind of people are engaged in it. When really, we need to understand we're the makers and owners of the planet. So any conversation that's happening, we should be a part of. Does that make sense? And we should be directing it in accordance to what we want. You know what I mean? I'm not someone who does crypto trading. Like, I got friends who trade crypto and I don't care about that. I'm not into that. Do you know what I'm saying? NFTs are important to me for all the reasons I've explained today. Hopefully I've been very clear on why they're important and how that aligns with my mission. And that's why I invest my time in studying it, in reading up on it, in listening to conversations about it. You know what I mean? And it's very easy. Just got to go on YouTube, type NFTs, have a little listen, then listen to someone else, then listen to someone else, put on a podcast, hear what they're talking about, then start computing it, and then voila. And another thing about this also, so like if you look at patterns, the internet was for the elites. iPhone was for the elites. Blackberries was for the elites. Mobile phones itself was for the elites. I remember when my dad was the only person with a mobile phone that I knew. I was like, whoa, what's going on? What is that? How are you walking around with a house phone in your pocket? My dad had a phone in his car. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You know, and that's the shit I used to see on films. So like all of these things are for the elites, but the elites only get it because they're there first. People are coming to them because they got money. But the truth is, this is really beneficial to us. I'm talking about the person on the ground. I mean, you, the person who feels like they have to take a job you hate and live a life outside of yourself because you don't feel like you can make it, whatever.
You're calling me out.
This shit is free. But that's what I'm saying. Like, someone like you needs to bury yourself in understanding NFT. Bury yourself in understanding NFTs, because it's an actual feasible and viable ticket to personal freedom. It's just facts. You know what I'm saying? The elites, they got money, they got shit already working out for them, and they're out here making more. But us, we got to scrape and, you know, rob Peter to pay Paul and all these kind of things. Like, you don't have to do that. If you start understanding what this technology does, like, it's no longer a conversation when teenagers are making 6 figures off of this. Like, you can't just call it a fad. Like, same with the internet. Like, some of us here still can't get their head around making money online. It's like you're still trying to sell hand to hand like before. You're not utilizing or the value of the digital space. You can be making money as you take a shit. Your parents couldn't do that. They were shitting, they weren't making money. You can shit and make money. You can't say it. Wow. It's a fact. You could shit and make money. You could be laid up with your booting and make peas. You could be spending, watch this. Watch this. I got a daughter. I got a child. And I don't miss a moment with her. And I get my work done. Thank you, iPhone. Thank you, Steve Jobs. I don't miss a moment with my daughter. And I get my work done. Thank you, technology. Do you get it? So a lot of us come with like the you know, the malevolent thoughts about how bad something is, and you know what people are gonna do to us, because I'm like, yo, bro, like, what can you do for yourself with this shit, man? You know what I'm saying? What can you do for yourself with this? That's how you need to be thinking. What can you do for yourself, your own life? You know? Yeah, man.
So we can all basically put stuff on there as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, you can. But again, this is not a get rich quick scheme. It's like, this is a space where if you are honest with who you are and what it is if you're self-aware about your value and are dedicated to providing, this is everything I've been teaching in the technology. Everything you've ever heard me talk. Love, service. We already know about it. Love, service. Ma'at. Interdependence. This is it. In a fucking technology form. Everything. This is why I have to do these NFTs and share them this way, because it's like I'm studying this thing and I'm like, but I've been teaching this for the last 2 years. I've been teaching this as a spiritual principle, and now white people have made technology that supports it.
Jeez.
Wow, that's mad.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be a dickhead if I didn't jump in and actually understand, because interdependence, that's the fourth law. Love, service, ma'at. You get what I'm trying to say? All of these things is everything I just spoke about. Decentralized crypto, that's interdependence. If you've got millions of computers processing the same data, what's that called? Interdependence. Do you get what I'm saying? If the value of something is predicated on how much work, right, and service you put behind it, that's called love service. It's the same principle behind love service. Now we just have a technology that supports the way we are already. And I've only got into NFTs. There's so much other aspects to this space, the blockchain, like decentralized autonomous organizations, right? Where between us, we can set up a contract of what it is we want to do and create, and none of us can manipulate it. None of us can change it, but it operates via a unified contract that we set in place, and it works on our behalf. So if it's a business that we're creating, if it's a community that we're building, if that community makes money, the dividends are split automatically. It's not dependent on me going, fuck these people, I want to walk off with the lion's share, or I don't like the way so-and-so spoke to me last week, so la, 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 or I'm in my feelings. None of that shit. Trustless technology. Once you've created the contract, it operates autonomously, keeping our principles in check. Tell me that's not something that's something you pray for.
That's what we need.
Because every fucking community before, what breaks it down? Ego, jealousy, someone being red-eye, someone falling out over something that's got nothing to do. People get short-sighted and forget the reason why something's there. Well, technology exists today that once you put that in motion, you ain't retracting on that. So how dare I don't know about you, but how dare I not pay attention to that technology? You get what I'm saying? That's where we're at. That's actually what exists. And so those of us who have eyes will see and, dedicate themselves to participating. I'm just participating. You know what I mean? I can't call myself a world changer, then when the world changes, I'm start getting stush. So yeah, family, it's 9:59 and that's the time. So I actually pray that I've shared something of value, help you understand how to buy the Too High to Go NFTs, help you understand the value of what I'm putting behind it, and also help you understand the value of what is about to really run the show for the next generation. The alpha generation will grow up on blockchain. The alpha generation is everyone born in 2020. Yeah?
Thank you
So,
so much for sharing.
you're welcome, Jeannie. I like that.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, this is our shit, man. Yeah, family? Peace in.
Thank
Love
you.
out.
Love out.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Asante Sana. That was boom. That was boom.
Valuable information.
Amazing. I'm so happy, man. So guys, tap in, go grab yourself a Too High to Go Hell collection. You won't regret it. The album's amazing. The book is amazing. The audio journal is insightful. And what's coming behind that is going to be very, very excited. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, do, and I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna share this for anyone who else wants to watch it back. If you guys want to share this, feel free to do so. I also think Nad, let's talk if you can, if you've got 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I want to share this keynote as well. Peace in. You're done now. Bless up, family.
Love.